Hello, everybody. Genbu here from the Geek Blues Podcast. Hoping you all enjoyed your Thanksgiving, ate a lot, drank a lot, and did a couple other things depending on who you are. So, we did this recording on Thanksgiving Eve, and in it, we give you guys a few good Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals with some games and whatnot. And also in this episode, we all went around and said what we were thankful for in terms of geek culture. But I want to add a little extra to that. All right, I'm very grateful to my fellow hosts, Bill, Dan, Guy in Space, and Major. They've all been doing a really great job with the show, and I'm looking forward to doing great things with them on this podcast. And I gotta say, I'm very thankful for you guys, our listeners, all right, our audience. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I very much hope you continue to do so. All right, so that being said, here goes the episode. So enjoy the ride, you're in good hands. Catch you later.
You're listening to the Geek Blues Podcast, the show that tunes you in and hypes you up on your favorite anime and games. Glad you could make it, Geek Bros and Bluesettes. And now, without further ado, here's Genbu and the Geek Blues crew with today's episode. So sit back and enjoy the ride. You're in good hands. And don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Geek Blues Podcast, where we tune you in and hype you up on your favorite anime and games. I'm your host, Genbu, and tonight I have a full staff once again. Pretty happy to have you guys on. I'll start off with Bill. How's it going?
What's up, man? How are you tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good. And Dandy Guy in Space, how about you?
Yo, what's up, dude?
Living the dream, living the dream.
Aren't we all?
Hopefully. I don't know. It depends. And of course, last but not least, Major, how's it going?
How are you doing, buddy?
And trying to enjoy this beautiful Thanksgiving Eve.
Yeah, I need to start drinking.
Yeah, actually, I'm already, listeners, Genbu here is already a little inebriated, so bear with me.
A little tipsy tonight.
We beat you to the punch, buddy.
So tonight, our main topic of focus is going to be the new live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender series coming to Netflix. So I have my own thoughts about the whole thing, but we're going to get into that soon. But first of all, how's everyone, enjoying their Thanksgiving Eve?
Good. I just got back from New Orleans last night at 1 o'clock in the morning. Got a little sleep in, and now I'm ready to go and ready to start drinking again, even though that's probably a horrible idea for my liver.
Yeah, we're on the same page, so it's cool. Don't worry.
You're young, though. Your liver can take it.
Yeah, until they say your liver can't take it anymore, and I'll be like, no.
Then it can't literally take it, and then you just get another one, and then it can take it again.
That's
right.
Black market bullshit.
Yeah. That's the goods right there.
That's called the American dream.
Yes.
I agree. That is the American dream.
Well, the liver can regenerate, so just don't completely kill it, and then maybe in a couple of years I could drink again.
You can cut it, too, and then, have them sew it back together, and, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Okay.
All important details to remember tonight while we're out partying.
Yes. Which I won't remember any of those.
Shit, you telling me. So I got to I'm pretty excited tonight. A couple good things happened over the week. One being I got my boy Ryan hooked on Yu Yu Hakusho, so he's an avid listener of the show. So Mies, if you're listening to this, I'm giving you a shout out for becoming a Yu Yu Hakusho fan. All right, I'm glad I converted you. Okay.
Unlike two of the hosts on this podcast.
Yeah,
I don't know about you, Major, but I know me and Dandy, we haven't watched it.
I when I was a kid, I watched some of it on Adult Swim when I should have been asleep on my little 12-inch box TV, but I'll get back into it eventually.
How do you know that I didn't watch it, Bill?
I'm pretty sure you said couple episodes, unless you watched it in the past couple episodes.
No, I remember, Dandy, you said you didn't watch it. Don't try and play.
Damn!
Front.
I was like,
I'm about to say.
you can't remember that well.
Obviously, I drink too much.
Yeah, I remember that episode. All right, I remember that. I remember everything. Genbu knows all.
Yeah,
sees all.
you had me catching myself for a minute. I was like, wait a second, what?
And another thing, a little off topic, but all right. So I was at the bookstore last night, right? And I know we have some shit to talk about tonight, but I'm gonna give a little bit of Genbu's life experiences before we get into the main core of tonight. So bear with me, real quick. All right. So I'm at the bookstore last night because I like reading. Okay, I read shit. All right. So
Read a book.
You know how to read?
what'd you say?
You said your ass ain't smart. You said your ass ain't smart.
I was gonna say, no, can you teach me? I wasn't really doing it as a diss, but hey,
You got jokes. I like that though. Yo, so I'm at the bookstore, right? And all right, people, listeners, all right, audience, stop. Do not bring your loud ass 3-year-old, 4-year-old ass little kid to the bookstore, okay? And have them start crying and shit. All right, listen. Are we still? I know people are afraid to beat their kids' asses nowadays, but seriously, what point does that have to get to where you're gonna let your kid cry in a nice, peaceful environment like Barnes and Nobles? All right, that's where I go to relax. Okay, I go there to relax. Okay, I go there to buy my manga, buy my novels. All right, I don't need your loud ass kid over there crying over some dumb shit like some fucking over some fucking children's book or whatever. All right, take your kid to the bathroom, beat that ass for a second. All right, bring it back out. He'll be good. All right. Little parenting advice for all you guys. Okay, is it just me? Am I wrong for saying that?
Do you read at the store?
I do. Yes.
I have to say you're one of the good ones because I literally sit there until I finish the manga and put it back on the shelf and walk out.
Wow.
See, I don't do that. I like to support artists and writers and stuff.
If it's a one that I really like or something, like I'll buy it and take it home, put it in my collection. But if it's one I'm like, oh, this looks cool, let me read it. Okay, I'm gonna read the whole damn first volume, then I'll buy it later.
Here's the other thing on that. Here's the flip side of that. Do they not have a policy where like they're supposed to be looking at people, making sure they're not doing that? Because if not, then I don't really see.
There's no. I'm as a big Barnes and Nobles fan, as a patron of Barnes and Noble, I can say for sure there is no rules against that because I have done that a couple of times, so I can't front me. I've done the same thing Majora's done before, but nowadays I do buy it after I read like 50 pages. I'll buy it.
Damn! It's like, well, you got to make sure you're like, all right, I'm into this before I buy it, kind of thing, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's fair.
I can
That's
get
kind of
that.
fair. That's all right.
Well, I just bought the first volume to Goblin Slayer. I haven't read it yet, but I bought the first volume. So
the volume, the manga is more graphic than the anime.
I know.
just so you know.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And there's a light novel and a manga. So, I got the first volume of the manga because I like pictures.
And we.
Oh my!
You gotta be.
Well,
You gotta be. Those goblins start. They get even crazier in the manga,
They put in that work.
Very nice.
and we all know what those goblins only think about one thing.
Pushy, pushy, pushy. Pushy, pushy, pushy.
Yeah.
Was that wrong of me? Was that wrong for me to do that?
No,
just now?
not at all. You did that when we did that episode.
I'm just making sure.
But to answer your question, though, I find that extremely fucking annoying. Like, I remember not the last time I was in the movie theaters, but like one of the last few times I've been in the movie theaters, there was a kid that was like kind of acting up, and it's just like I really just almost turned around and told the parents, like, get the kid out of here, or tell him to shut the hell up because I'm trying to watch a fucking movie that I paid money to see. Like,
Yes,
it's
thank you.
It's annoying. Like, just a little. Do a little bit of parenting, Like, I mean, when I was growing up as a kid, if I was acting like that, I would have got my ass fucking whooped right in the store in front of everybody. No fucks given. Like,
Yeah, the one line I remember hearing is, "Stop crying before I give you something to cry about." That was my.
I think it's all escalated for like you get kids that get like bruises or whatever. Like, there's no need to like beat your kid that severely to get bruises, but like if you smack them on the ass a few times or whatever, tell them to shut the hell up, like
They'll get the message.
they'll get the fucking message.
Oh man,
yeah. So people stop bringing your loud ass non-home trained kid to the bookstore where I'm trying to read my books and my manga. All right, that's all I gotta say.
People, stop having children.
There you go. Even better. Even better.
This world's too fucked up as it is.
I promise you, if you're Spanish, you'll understand this. All you gotta bring is a chancleta wherever you go. You hold it up in the air, that kid will shut up real quick.
Hit him. I'll beat your ass with a flip flop.
Exactly.
Now, see, I'm not Hispanic, but a lot of my friends are, so I know what you're talking about, Majority.
Oh my god, man! They are flimsy, but I swear to you, with the right hand on it, it is done, dude. That is deadly.
They got that
you can win
smack.
a war with that. Yes, it's perfect. It's like getting hit with a damn bat.
Yeah. That's what we need. We need to bring that back. We need to bring it back. So, now usually we start off with some anime news and whatnot, but I really don't have much anime news to give. However, I did not come unprepared, people, okay? Genbu's got you, all right? Now, this might catch you guys off guard a little bit, my fellow hosts, but I have a question for you guys, all right? Here's my question. We're on Thanksgiving Eve tonight, okay? So I want to ask you guys, all right, let's go around the little round table, the little digital studio that we have going on here, and answer this for me. What are you most thankful about in terms of, like, you know, anime? Whether it's a voice actor, an anime series, an anime movie, an anime production, you know, what is it? What are you most grateful about? Or what are you most thankful for?
Who we starting with?
You know what? I'm gonna give the stage to you, Bill. You start us off.
All right. Well, the first thing that went through my mind is I would have to say overall anime, because it's led to so many different things in my life and has been so influential to me. I would have to say Cowboy Bebop as a whole. Like watching Cowboy Bebop growing up, I didn't really fully understand it, but watching that show growing up really got me into the anime culture and seeing more than just cartoons in anime. And it was so influential with where I've gone, like, and how I've progressed, like, through watching anime, and even as a known person, because I've learned so much through anime. People will knock on anime. Obviously, no one here and no one listening will, but a lot of outsiders will knock on anime and say it's just cartoons, it's just for kids, and it's not. And one of the first shows that taught me that was Cowboy Bebop, and I will always remember that, and I will carry that with me forever.
And I respect that answer. Much love, much respect.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm gonna give the mic to Majora.
Okay. Personally, there's two things that I'm very thankful for this year. One is this is more of a it's a little bit of a sad note, but unfortunately the voice actor for Bulma Briefs in Dragon Ball passed away, the Japanese voice actor, and it's really saddening, but the overwhelming support from the community of both the English and every other region that they gave to the family, and the production was very supportive, and I'm very grateful that people actually look behind the show to the people that actually have to do the work for it, and I'm very grateful for those people that actually, you know, give the care necessary for that. Secondly, I'm very grateful that they're coming out with a new Dragon Ball movie. I'm really hyped for Broly. I can't really lie about that. Broly was one of the most underused villains in the whole entire series, and I'm just grateful that they're bringing him back, and they're giving him a whole new rework. They're giving Paragus new rework. The movie so far looks awesome. I can't wait for it, and I can't wait to see Golden Frieza whooping some ass.
I think Golden Frieza might get his ass beat.
Oh, he's definitely going to get his ass beat, but I mean, he's going to put up a fight.
You're right. Yeah, all right. I like that. And of course, last but certainly not least, Dandy Guy in Space. What you got for me?
All right, I got two things as well. The first one would be Gundam Wing, because that's what originally got me into watching anime.
Nice.
And I absolutely love that. And no matter, I've rewatched it, and like it's pretty fucking brutal for like a 10-year-old to be watching, but goddamn, is it fucking still good. The second one would be Initial D, because at that point it's when I really respect that anime, because it's not just like, oh, we went and we took made an anime about drifting. They actually went and like got people who are professional drifters, professional racers, and they went and did their homework. And like everything about that show is like 100% accurate on like something that could actually happen and like why they do certain techniques. Like it's just they were very methodical with it. I really, really enjoyed that. Like I've watched it subbed, dubbed. I'll watch it in Swedish. I don't care.
A true fan. I like it. Nice.
For those who don't know, Dandy is actually a very, very heavily. He's a car guy. He likes his Subies, and he is a car guy. So catch him at a meet sometime.
Yo, and my Mustang.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
my
Mustang boy.
Yeah, it's coming.
Even I didn't know that. Nice, man.
It's coming
all right.
back. It's coming back slowly.
Hey, wait, how many years? How many years?
I think we're going on to year 5.
Jesus Christ.
I just don't have the time anymore, man.
Yeah, I know. But because race car, though.
Yes, because race car.
Fair enough. So, I have to say, growing up, one of the big things is not. I watched a lot of anime growing up, when I was a kid. But there was one program that really introduced me to anime, and I gotta say, for my Thanksgiving, who I'm grateful for or what I'm thankful for at Anime Special, I gotta give it up to Toonami.
All right.
As a whole, yeah, you have to.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a solid fucking answer.
That's where I watch Gundam Wing, man.
Toonami really made my childhood in terms of anime. I remember coming home, after school, and when 6 p.m. came around, I would get some ramen noodles and and heat them up and everything and make them and sit down in front of the television as a kid. And then when it was on late night, of course, even better, me and my cousins, we would have these sleepovers as kids. I'd go over to their house in Glassboro, and we'd watch Gundam Wing, Outlaw Star, Big O. Big O was all the classics, Cowboy Bebop, and just Toonami was just a great show. And Tom, of course, the host of the show, was all of those memories. I'm just grateful to have had that experience as a kid growing up, and even now, Toonami was going for a little bit between my childhood and here as an adult, but now it's back. It's strong. They have their own panel now, so it's cool to see them doing their thing. And I'm just grateful that they're still staying strong and giving other kids a chance to have the same experience I felt.
Well, think of it this way: like, without Toonami, where would have any of us started watching anime?
Nowhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, nowhere. I mean, that's literally where I watched it was Toonami.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Because everything else is Western animation and live action stuff. So you would never see that side of the world without Toonami where we are in America.
That is very true. Now I'm going to give the floor to Danny Guy in Space, who has some gaming news for us. He's going to be taking care of our gaming news segment, and I want to thank you, Dandy, for volunteering to do that for me. It means a lot.
Man. Of course.
So what do you got for us today?
All right, so we got a few things here, and also because it is Thanksgiving and getting close to Black Friday, I'm going to have a small little segment on a few games that are on sale that I think people should pick up if they don't already have it. So first, we're going to dive in. The first bit of news is so Spyro: The Reignited Trilogy outsold Fallout 76 physical copies in their first weeks.
As it should. That's
Yeah,
my
I agree.
opinion.
I would fully agree with that. I mean, I've heard a lot of things about Fallout 76, and I heard it's basically paying $60 to play a game that's still in beta and just not fully hashed out.
Wow.
Well,
Now I have a question. The first Spyro game was for PlayStation, right?
It was from
Yes.
PlayStation, the original PlayStation. Yep.
Okay. Now that was actually the first and only Spyro game I've ever played, but I really did enjoy that game.
Well, Spyro kind of reminds me of like the PlayStation version of like Banjo-Tooie and Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, okay. All right.
Have you ever
I can see
played?
that.
Have you ever played those games? It's almost like the same setup, like where you have to go to the certain like areas of the world and stuff, and then do a whole bunch of stuff, get a bunch of stuff, and then move on basically to the next part of the game. It's the same thing. I didn't have a PlayStation growing up, so I would go over to my next door neighbor's house and I would play Spyro with him on his PlayStation, and he would come over to my house and we would play Banjo-Kazooie on my Nintendo. So it was kind of cool having that next door neighbor with the PlayStation, and I had the Nintendo, so we all got to play like both the games. It was so much fun.
Yeah, but PlayStation also had the Crash series too, which was kind of like
Well,
Yeah.
that's where I played Crash Bandicoot as well.
I just bought the Crash Bandicoot remastered for PlayStation 4
It's-
like a week ago.
It's so hard.
I need to get that.
So hard. Well, at least the first game. The first game is so difficult. It's a lot of fun, but it is difficult to get through. It's very, very, very challenging.
I just find it very interesting and awesome that a game that has such a nostalgic spot for a lot of people, it beat out one of the most anticipated games of this year.
Well, my thing is, people have a misconception of Fallout 76. They think that it's the next mainline Fallout game, which in actuality it's not. It's more of an ESO for Fallout.
Or it's kind of like Rust.
Well, also,
Where-
oh, you can go.
No, I was just gonna say where it's like it's like kind of like free roaming. You build your own base. Like the biggest thing I didn't like about Fallout 76 is when they were kind of announcing it and releasing tidbits of it, they made it kind of seem like it was all about base building, which was, in my opinion, like the worst part of Fallout 4.
See,
I never played a Fallout game. See, I can't really
Yeah.
speak too much on this
I was just
subject.
about to say the same thing. I've never played Fallout before in my life, but what I've heard and what I've read about Fallout 76 is that a lot of hardcore Fallout fans are extremely upset at the fact that it goes away from everything that Fallout stands for. Like, Fallout is you're supposed to be alone in a wasteland doing your thing, and 76 is like an online MMO and you're with people, and it's just the complete opposite of what Fallout stands for, and that's what people were really upset about.
But again, it's not a mainline game. It's just a side game to give people the option to play Fallout in a multiplayer aspect, which they've wanted to do for some time. It's not the next Fallout 5. Fallout 5 is such a ways away when you look at their release pattern. Just like the new Elder Scrolls isn't going to be for a while, Starfield, the new IP, isn't going to be for a long time. Fallout 5's far away, and this is just something that they wanted to test out. And people are getting upset because they want a new Fallout game, but it takes time to make a new Fallout game. I mean, when they released New Vegas, that was by Obsidian, using Fallout 3's engine because they weren't given enough time to work it, and it's arguably the best Fallout game that was released under Bethesda's rights.
I would agree with that. I would 100% agree with that statement.
Yeah, I can't speak much on it once again because I've never really played Fallout. So
Well, if you like a RPG set in a post-apocalyptic world, I would definitely give it a shot. I would if you were gonna give it a shot, I would try at least Fallout 3 or New Vegas because they're extremely cheap, especially during the winter
Holidays.
and the holiday sales. You know, you could probably pick it up for like maybe like a couple bucks, $5 at most.
Listen,
And-
viewers, sorry, but if you want to try Fallout, go get New Vegas, the complete edition. You can get it for like $20 or less, and it comes with all the DLC, which are story DLCs, by the way. And they're beautifully crafted, beautifully written. It's just a masterpiece on its own, and it's so cheap.
All right. Well, then, what's the next, Dandy?
The other thing I had for because it's still sales related is Pokemon Go and Pikachu and Eevee. The Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. They outsold everything else. So they actually technically outsold Spyro, but because they're technically listed as two different games, they kind of split them up so they don't rank in the. They're in the top 10, but
collectively they beat out both Fallout and Spyro.
yeah, which, I mean, I've heard nothing but good news about that game. I mean, everyone that I say says it's like a super upbeat game. Like, it's like a happy game. It's a very happy game.
Well,
I heard myself that the Pikachu version was more popular than the Eevee version.
Yeah,
Is that true?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that it actually is because Pikachu's number 4 and then Eevee's number 6 on the list.
that would make sense. I mean, you put Pikachu's face on anything, people are going to buy it.
Yep. It's the
Exactly.
Like yellow all over again, from what I heard. It's
It's
just like in a Pokemon Go format.
it's the same game. It's just either you start with a Pikachu or you start with an Eevee, depending on which one you buy. That's really the only difference.
Well, yeah, that's
So
what
which
they've been
one
doing
would
for a
you guys buy?
My girl has both, so it don't matter. But I got stuck with the Pikachu
Damn.
one. I got stuck with the Pikachu one, dude.
Yo, I would take Eevee.
Yeah,
I
I was
wanted
going back
Eevee.
and forth because Eevee, there's so much potential for what you could do with Eevee. There's only one thing you can do with Pikachu. So
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is if it's anything like Yellow, where they lock it out where you can't evolve it, then
oh yeah, true. But why would they do
Then
that?
I would take a Pikachu. That's a good question.
Yeah, why would they pick Pokemon with so many different evolution aspects to it if you weren't allowed to evolve it?
I'm quite sure.
Yeah, that would be some bullshit if they did that.
I would throw the game out my car window. I'd be like, fuck this shit.
Exactly. I would too.
But yeah,
there's no point.
Like I the only reason I didn't pick it up is because I've been waiting for a full-fledged Pokemon RPG for the Switch, not some Let's Go Pokemon Go bullshit.
No, but it is an RPG. It's supposed to be like red or blue.
Yeah, but there's no training and grinding. Like there's no grinding like finding wild Pokemon. They're all over the map.
Yes, there is.
Well, you don't fight the wild Pokemon is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Wait, so all right, so continue. I'm new. I'm new to this news. I'm gonna say that.
The only thing is
every trailer I've seen is that you run into a Pokemon and then it's like, all right, throw berries at it, throw your Pokeballs at it. No, like actual fighting unless you're fighting a trainer.
No, you can fight all the wild Pokemon that you come into contact with. You just get a little bit more experience for capturing the Pokemon than you do for fighting it. But you still have to train up your Pokemon just like you normally would. Like I caught a glimpse of a Twitch stream the other day, and they were at the part where you turn Bill back from the Nidorino or Nidoran that he is into his human version. Mm-hmm. And then I saw him fight the person fight a few Pokemon and then fight a trainer.
Oh, okay.
So it's literally like red or blue, just in a 3D like top-down Pokemon Go style art style.
Oh, okay. I was ignorant to the fact. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, listeners. I was ignorant to that. I thought that you couldn't fight wild Pokemon.
Listen, Bill, you're not alone. I was ignorant too.
All right, cool. Okay, cool. Because like in all the trailers, they showed no wild Pokemon battles. It was all catching. So I just didn't, I guess, do enough research.
I think they did that mainly because it does interface with Pokemon Go. So they kind of want to like also get people to use their Pokemon Go app and spend money there too, because they do have microtransactions.
They have microtransactions.
Well, I do want to get it eventually. I just don't want to. I heard next year they're coming out with like a mobile handheld version of like a Switch, so you won't have to buy the whole Switch in order to play it.
What?
They're also doing another version of the Switch. They're supposed to be doing like an upgraded version of the Switch next year as well.
Yep.
So like one with a little bit more processing power and more graphical power, I think. Unless
I just want the handheld thing so I can like a DS or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't want the whole thing because I already got an Xbox One in my room and a PS4 in the basement. Like I don't know. I wouldn't have anywhere to put it.
So you need the Switch to complete the trio.
It's not as bad as you would think though. Like a Switch, like in your hand, like I would say it's like the perfect size. It's not too big.
Yeah, but
it's not too small either to where you're like, oh my god, I'm straining my eyes. But it's big enough to where like this is good for traveling.
I completely agree with that.
And the dock is so small as it is that it's so easy to just plug it up anywhere. And if you have to go on the go, it's easy to throw in a book bag or any other small carrying case.
Yeah, it's definitely the most mobile system I've ever had.
Oh yeah,
that's what I need. I need that in my life. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Oh, it's worth it.
All right. So what's next on the list?
All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is the Black Friday deals.
Oh, okay.
Getting up there. So I'm gonna do a little bit for the PC gaming audience because I am huge into PC gaming. So we got Steam. Some of their highlights are you can get Rainbow Six Siege for $14, which I absolutely fucking love that game. That's the game I usually stream actually. Dead by Daylight is $10. Age of Empires 2 is $4. Civilization 6 is $18. Let's see here. We got on GOG, which is another like kind of like Steam for PC gaming. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Game of the Year Edition for $20. That's 60% off the price. If you have not played that game and you have a PC and you want something like that's going to entertain you for like 100+ hours and you don't really want to spend a lot of money, that is the fucking game to get right there.
See, now when I eventually I told myself this, I swore to myself I will get a PC in the very near future. Just so like I will build it and I will play it and I will conquer in it. So hopefully when I do that, this game that you mentioned just now won't be out of style.
Oh no, this game is
The Witcher is not going away for a long time.
not
Okay.
oh my god, that is one of the best games. I'm only into it by like 10 hours. Like I only have 10 hours into it, and it's one of my favorite games ever. I just haven't had the time to play it.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here, and then I'm gonna go for our PlayStation
Yes.
listeners because I
Yes!
think almost all of us in here play PlayStation. Oh wait, no, we all play PlayStation,
No.
right?
Yeah, we all do.
Majora, right? Majora doesn't play PlayStation.
I have every system you can think of.
Oh, there we go.
But what do you prefer? That's the question.
Okay, for single player game experiences, it's PlayStation. For multiplayer, I play Xbox.
Well, I'm
Fair
a
enough.
single player
Fair enough.
RPG master, so PS4 for the win!
Yes. PS4 all the way.
All right, let me go down this list here. All right, so we've got Spider-Man for $40.
Okay, that's pretty good.
The new Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Odyssey is the newest one, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
$40.
I'm buying that.
That's a good deal.
Black Ops 4, $48, which isn't a bad deal. It's about 20% off.
It's
It's still freaking fucking popular as hell right
Have
now. So
and these are all like in the PlayStation Store as well, so you don't have to go buy these physically somewhere. This is you just download it and buy it straight from them. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is $20.
Nice.
damn it, I should have waited to get that fucking game.
Disqualified.
Right?
God of War is $22.
Whoa.
God, that is a must get.
For $22, like if you haven't bought, if you're sleeping a lot, go buy it right now. Literally,
Wait,
go buy it.
no
right
spoilers, no spoilers, because I just actually, my friend just let me borrow it, so I'm in the middle of playing it right now, so don't tell me.
now. It is. I mean, it's a Game of the Year contender for $22. How can you
Yeah.
beat that?
Kratos.
Monster Hunter World is $25.
That's also a must get. I'm
That
a big
is-
fan of Monster Hunter.
I haven't played it in like 6 months, but
Me too, but it's still a great game.
I really
Oh,
want to take
man.
like a day or two, like on a weekend, and like jump back into it and see what all they've done to it.
We should all go on a hunt together.
Yes.
Geek Blues hunt.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, y'all gonna hate me because I really don't like that game.
Oh,
You know what?
Ooh, not
Wait.
cool.
I got so bored of the game after a few hours. I just couldn't.
Well, all right.
Well, listen. If you're bored of the game that quickly, I do have one piece of advice that might help a little bit when it comes to that whole kind of thing.
Get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit, so it's together.
And then
Yes,
get out of my hunt circle.
we need to go on a hunt, a Geek Blues hunt. I agree with Bill. We need to make this happen.
we definitely need to make that happen.
Is there anything else on that PS4 list?
There is. I'm looking. Persona 5 for $20. Again, like I haven't played that, but like
I've heard only good things about Persona 5.
and I've watched people like Twitch stream it, and they put over 180 hours in their playthrough.
Wow.
It's a must get.
So for $20, like that's up there with like that even beats out probably The Witcher 3 for like how much value you get.
I'm
How much time
I'm
you
literally
get.
putting that into my notes right now as we speak. Get Persona 5 only $20 exclamation point.
Well, you got to do a third exclamation point, just to
Just to get
Exclamation
it.
point.
Thank you, appreciate that. I got OCD, so I need like 3 of them. Woo, man. So give us a couple of Xbox if they're there, just for our Xbox players who listen. Do you have anything for them?
I do not, only because I
Oh,
don't
perfect.
play Xbox anymore.
No need then. Sorry, guys.
Sorry. Looks like you guys got to get your shit together.
Yes. So does that wrap up your news, Dan? Do you got anything else for us?
I think that's it. I mean, I think there was only What is Yakuza Kiwami 2 the newest Yakuza game that came out?
Well, 6 just came out not too long ago. Or is it 5? Which one was
Pretty
it?
sure it's
6 or
Yakuza
5?
6, I think.
That just came out, right?
That's not on this list, but
Oh, okay.
I just for good mentions, The Last of Us Remastered, $6.
What?
Good game.
So if you don't have that
Or
game,
have played it.
and like you're choosing,
Yeah.
like I could go and get some Taco Bell, like fuck that. Get yourself The Last of Us Remastered, because that is a fucking
Oh,
masterpiece
it's
of a
so
game.
good. It's just spooky.
That is. I played it twice actually.
I hate
And-
spooky games.
If you want to spend a few extra bucks, you should definitely go get the Uncharted if you haven't. Uncharted
the
is a
collection?
beautiful series.
Uncharted, isn't that with
Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake?
Yep.
Yeah.
That whack ass. Laura Croft is better than him.
No, she is not.
Whoa. Calm down. Calm your roll real quick.
Yo,
I'm a huge Tomb Raider
I'm Team Croft. All
No,
right,
I'm
I'm Team
look.
Croft.
Huge
Listen.
Tomb Raider fan. But the Uncharted series, it's just so the story just grasps you every single time.
Like,
Well, guess what? Guess what? Actually,
Wait,
Alright.
did you play Uncharted? Like, did you play all of the Uncharted games?
okay. I did
Disqualified!
not.
Disqualified!
All I know is if you like Uncharted and you like Nathan Fillion as much as I do, he did make like a 15-minute short of him being Nathan Drake.
yes,
like,
he
a little
did.
movie. Like,
Yes, he did.
if you don't fucking like that, I can't speak to you anymore.
I still gotta say Team Laura.
All right,
Team
well,
Laura
look,
Croft.
I'll put it this
How many
way.
games? I've played all the Tomb Raider games. I've played all the Uncharted games, and I like Nathan Drake more than I like Lara Croft. I'm sorry, he's a better character.
Look,
They based Nathan Drake off of Laura Croft.
No. You gotta listen, all right? Because when Square Enix takes a new Tomb Raider games, models them after Uncharted, that's telling you something.
All right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have a Nathan Drake versus Lara Croft episode because this banter is amazing right now.
Beautiful.
So I'm
Tomb Raider versus Uncharted.
I agree. So that pretty much wraps up our news, everybody.
And that's the way the news goes.
Now, before we get into our main topic for the night, I gotta do it to you guys. You know what time it is, right?
Oh no!
Yes.
I failed all of them last week. Don't do that. Don't do this to me.
Oh no!
It's time. See now, I'm going easy on you guys. I'm not doing because we did our special Thanksgiving game special for what we're grateful for in anime. I'm skipping the guess the anime character, and I'm still going strong with the guess that anime opening.
That's fine
okay?
because if I get it wrong, I know I'm going to be listening to good intro music.
Fair enough.
So it's time for the Gembu special. All right, so let's see what you guys got. All right, now here's what we'll do. All right, if you know it, all right, my fellow podcast hosts, okay, if you know this anime opening, all right, you can say it immediately. All right, if you don't know it, I will just leave. I will give the answer at the end of the show. All right, so you guys ready for the first one?
Very ready.
Oh, God, I thought that intro was a song. I was about to be flabbergasted.
That was the Geek Blues intro.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
I'm so scared I realized too late.
you're hyping yourself up. You're like,
So, ladies and gentlemen, geeks and ghouls, nerds and fools, here is the first song for tonight's episode. All right, guess the anime opening. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1.
You make me
All right. Any takers?
Nope.
Can I go home now?
Cricket.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. You know what? But I will. So it looks like I'll be announcing the answer for that opening at the end of the show. All right. So now this next one we have is not actually an anime opening, but in a way it kind of is. All right.
Oh,
Now it's an opening for a particular. It's opening for a particular movie. Okay. So if you were a fan of this series, all right, you definitely know this opening. All right. So time for our second guess of the evening for Guess That Anime Opening. And here it is. All right, any takers?
I have
First I thought
absolutely
it was
no
Santa.
idea.
I'll be honest with you.
Santa Goes to Syria?
What? Oh my goodness. Okay.
At least I'm not the only one on the same page as Santa. Like,
Yeah, I heard Jingle Bells. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
it's not even Thanksgiving yet, and we don't need Christmas music.
Oh man, you know what? So I will be announcing the answers to those two openings at the end of the episode.
Oh,
so without
man.
further ado,
Why do we suck
Let us
so
get
bad
into-
at that?
you said
Why
what?
do we suck so bad at that?
Hey, I at least got one out of the last two times we did this.
Well, he
you
needs to
did.
pick good animes. That's why.
Yo, he got jokes.
See, listen, the joke's gonna be on Bill when I give the answers to those openings at the end of
I
the
know,
show.
I know. Oh god, I'm gonna look like an asshole. This is gonna be great.
What an asshole.
Oh, what an asshole.
So without further ado, let's get into the main topic of tonight. All right, Netflix, as we all know, is going to be doing a new series. All right, a live-action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited because Avatar was such a influential show for me growing up. Like how most people are with Naruto is how I am with Avatar. Like I couldn't wait to get home and hang out with my friends for 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Right. Avatar. Now, a question I have for you guys: there are a lot of people I know who consider Avatar an anime. Okay.
I do.
So, what do you guys think?
I believe it is an anime.
I will
say
say
right
this.
One at a time, actually. Major, you go
Oh,
first.
my bad. I'll say when you think of anime, you think of Japanese animation, and it's an American-made show. I personally wouldn't classify it as typical anime, but it's made in the anime style, more or less. It's made in a more of a Japanese artistic style than it is for regular American cartoons. So when it comes down to like the bits and pieces of it, it's not an anime, but it's anime styled, and that's enough for me to really classify it for myself as an anime per se.
All right. I'll go with Bill. What about you? What do you think?
I agree with that. I think it takes the best things from both. I think it takes the best things from Western animation and the best things from Eastern animation and throws it all together. And the way they do it, I honestly think they created a masterpiece, art wise. It's like, and I love the story as well. But they just took the best things from both aspects of animation and they forged it into one. Because the creators, Michael DiMartino and Brian, I can't say this guy's last name, Canezio.
Yeah, that was hard for me. That was kind of hard for me to pronounce too.
They really actually did not like anime growing up. What really got them started was the first time they both saw Princess Mononoke. And when they saw Princess Mononoke, they were like, wow, there's so much more to anime than panty sniffing scenes and things like that. No, because back in the 80s, anime was extremely misogynistic and racist. And there was so much bad parts of anime back then. And then when they saw Princess Mononoke for the first time, they're like, wow, there is actually something extremely beautiful to this.
That is true. I wholeheartedly agree with you on that, especially with the past aspects of animes. You know how they, I can see how they would think that, and it's true. You know, back in the day, anime wasn't really to the point where it is now.
Man, why you gotta talk about Master Roshi like that? Leave him alone.
Yo, I'm not. On a little side note though, when I was a kid, my mom actually almost stopped me from watching Dragon Ball Z because she watched an episode, and on that episode, Master Roshi was watching the workout video with the girls on it, and he was like, "Oh baby, yeah, baby, oh yeah, baby."
So, and your mom's like, "Get this off the damn TV, Gambu. Get to your damn room."
Yo, she almost banned me from watching Dragon Ball Z because of that.
The worst time
Because of
to start.
Master Roshi's perviness.
And his nudie magazines, man.
But so Dandy, what do you think about the? Would you classify it as about the debate of anime and?
I'm gonna disagree with the two. No, I'm just kidding. I'm very kidding. I would 100%. I would 100% agree with them. I mean, it's taking the best of Japanese animation. And if you want to get technical, it's not anime because anime is Japanese animation, but it's enough like it, and definitely takes the best of like Americanized cartoons, which I essentially assume and refer to as like it's basically like Japanese anime. So it's just ours. We call it differently. We call it cartoons. They call it anime. Takes the best of both, and it's really good. I mean, I would agree with them.
So the thing that I'm worried about when it comes to this new live action adaptation. All right. Well, you know, before I talk about what I'm worried about, one thing I do got to say, you know, that's a positive thing about it is that Netflix is in charge of this. Okay. So the fact that Netflix is taking charge, actually, you know what? I almost fucked up. Hold on. I almost fucked up. Let me back that up because Netflix did fuck up Death Note.
I was literally just about to say that to you. I was like, wait. Death Note. Okay.
This guy watched the same Death Note live action that I did because if he did, he's smoking crack.
Right. So let me. I caught myself there. Okay, I did. I caught myself
because I was about to blast you.
Like as I was saying it, I was like, "Oh shit, hold on."
Backpedal.
So, all right, let me back up then. All right, so Netflix, as far as when it comes to at least like budgeting, I think they'll do a good job with the movie. Maybe I'm gonna put, if I'm gambling, I'm gonna say budget wise, Netflix has the money for it. They should at least be able to do a good job with it.
What were your feelings on, because the latest one they did live action to was the Erased series? Did you enjoy the Erased live action?
Honestly, I did not watch that.
I thought they did a really, really good job with it. Also, it was Japanese made. It was 100% Japanese with subtitles and everything. It wasn't like a American made like Death Note was. You know what I mean? It was actually Japanese actors and Japanese made on Netflix for a Netflix original. But I don't remember where I was going with this, but that was really good.
I'll have to say, like, for me, people want to bring out that there's whitewashing, and a post that I've read said that they said there's going to be any whitewashing, and for me, I don't care about the whitewashing. It's going to be shit if it's not written correctly, if it's not acted correctly, if it's not produced correctly. You can have as many white people in it as you want, but if it's not written correctly, produced correctly, and acted correctly, it's going to be garbage regardless. I would love to see...
I'm not trying to cut you. I don't mean to cut you off or anything, but as far as that whole thing, I got to disagree with you on that, okay? Because in the last Avatar movie, did we all watch that last Avatar?
It was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
It was garbage.
Okay, now...
I'm completely on the opposite side of that fence. I'll just walk away.
Wait, are you saying, Dan, are you saying you like the live-action movie that M. Night Shyamalan directed?
You know, honestly, like, it wasn't the best movie, but after seeing some other animes turn into live action... Fuck you guys!
I'm sorry, go ahead, make your point.
No, I thought it was like, it wasn't the greatest, but like it was a half-decent attempt. Like, the acting wasn't the greatest, but you know what? For being entertained and being able to watch it for free, it wasn't the worst 2 hours of a movie I've ever sat through.
Oh no, that goes to
And
Dragon Ball Evolution. My bad.
It definitely made me remember the Avatar series as a whole. And remember watching it, and like I couldn't remember like how it's all started out on it, and like now I'm more interested to go back and rewatch the anime of it, and looking forward to seeing how they do the live action for Netflix.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? I will comment on that in 1 second because I do got a rebuttal for that. As far as I'm gonna go back to Majora's comment real quick.
Ooh.
As far as the whole, because the whitewashing thing was a problem for the actual movie, the M. Night Shyamalan directed movie, and don't get me wrong, I don't care about ethnicity switching or anything like that. But what was weird was that in the live action adaptation that M. Night Shyamalan directed, all the other characters there were plenty of dark skinned characters in the movie.
Yeah.
The Fire Nation, in fact, they were all dark skinned.
Yeah,
isn't
they were
that
like
fucked
I think
They were-
Indians or Middle Eastern people, as far as I remember.
Yeah, but the one the one group that was supposed to be of darker complexion was M. Night Shyamalan whitewashed them,
Yeah.
which was weird.
Like what I meant by it was, it's not so much I don't care about whitewashing, but it's the bigger issue is if it's not produced, written, and acted correctly, it's going to be bad regardless, no matter who you have portraying it.
Well, that goes for any movie in general.
Exactly.
Yes.
But that's my biggest point with this. If it's not handled properly, then it's just going to be bad regardless.
Well, the best thing that I've heard about this so far is that DiMartino and Konechko are like full force like in this. Like they got pushed to the side when it came to the live action movie, and they weren't allowed to put their stamp, their flair, their blessing, to say the least, on their creation as a live action movie. I mean, it was M. Night Shyamalan's creation, but Avatar is their child. Avatar is their show. And he took it and kind of pushed them out of the forefront a little bit. And now with this new series that's going to be produced, they are full on and full board with it. They're in the rooms, they're doing things, and I'm really, really happy about that.
Good.
Yeah, that was Now here's what this whole live action adaptation. All right, I am on the fence about it. One thing that is good about this Netflix series coming out is that one, it's a series. Okay, originally I thought it was a movie. All right, and my original thoughts were if they're really making another live action movie off of Avatar: The Last Airbender, it's gonna fail. Okay. Because you can't fit all that material
Into a movie.
into a movie. But when it was discovered that it was a series, I was kind of like, okay, this might be better. But here's one of my main concerns, all right, when it comes to this live action adaptation. Here's what they need to have, in my opinion, okay? What I want to see, okay, with this new live action adaptation series, I need the fight choreography to be on point with the bending, okay? Because one, now I'm sure all you guys know, my fellow hosts, that the bending in Avatar is based off of actual fighting styles in the real world.
Yes, they actually a big guy who is a very very a big part of the original series, Sifu Kitsu, I believe his name is. He was one of the guys who showed them how to animate basically the fighting styles.
And now, was the fighting in Avatar: The Last Airbender, was that shit not epic?
Oh my god, it was amazing, and the way
beautiful.
they did it, like to keep it on a kid's level without but also pushing the envelope at the same time. They just did it so beautifully, and it was so fluid. Everything it was like your eyes would you couldn't be able to take your eyes off the screen when there was a fight going on. It was just so well done.
Yeah, and when you mix that with the flames and the water and the earth and the air behind the moves, it made it so much more so much more appealing and so much more beautiful.
It was so good.
And they need to be able to replicate that in the movie. I'm sorry, not the movie. I'm sorry, the series.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm watching this new series, I want those waterbenders to be doing Tai Chi with their waterbending. Okay, all right. I need those firebenders because the firebenders did the Northern Shaolin Kung Fu. All right. I need that in there. All right, Netflix, please put that in there. All right. Same thing with the Airbenders. The Airbenders, they did Bagua. Their fighting style was Bagua, and that's what produced the airflow with their techniques. and of course the Earthbenders. I hope I'm pronouncing this right, but it's Hung Ga Kung Fu. All right. Now, the fighting in the live action movie adaptation sucked.
Well, see, like they got like what, like I said, we go back to how like the actors they picked. Like the kid who played Aang took an acting course at like 2 days before the film. He never acted in his life. They just got a kid who could do fucking flips and shit. And yeah, they could flip it. They could flip around and do well, but they didn't choreograph. What's the word? Like the choreography wasn't great for the fight scenes at all.
No, it wasn't. It was horrible.
The movie was a mess. It was just a mess. It felt like a muddled mess that they couldn't get a proper grasp in.
Dandy, I thought I heard you saying something just now.
I didn't think it was terrible. And I love kung fu movies. You can even ask Bill. I love kung fu movies. I'm huge into Ip Man and the Wing Chun and all that.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, those are my favorite.
Oh, yes.
Give me some Chinese food and a couple of those movies. I got a weekend.
There's a new Ip Man movie coming out, by the way. Just letting you know.
Yes, there is. But I didn't think it was terrible. I mean, like I'm assuming, because I didn't look at the rating. I'm assuming that the live action was rated like PG-13.
Yes.
All right. So then at that point, then they might have been more kind of going and catering towards the kids. You know, the kids.
Nah, I can't. I got this. No, because even the animation itself wasn't rated R or nothing like that. So how come they couldn't mimic the same thing from the animation? Like, come on, give us some. Like these fight scenes
was on Toonami, wasn't it? Which was kind of geared towards kids.
What was on Toonami?
Avatar.
No, Nickelodeon.
No,
Nickelodeon.
No.
Oh, okay.
Whole different channel.
That even sells my point even more so. Then, like that was a kid channel. I mean,
right? Yeah, exactly. So they could have. So the movie, at least the live action movie, could have done a better job of reciprocating that same fight. The same fighting. Listen, because we have how many movies have you seen where all right, Jet Li's Fearless, all right, Donnie Yen's Ip Man, okay, the choreography in those movies, all right, can we get that? I want that in the live action series coming to Netflix.
But I don't know what their budget was.
Their budget was $150 million.
And,
oh dear.
And when did the movie come out? It came out
2010.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they definitely could have splurged more on. But you got to remember though, to do a movie like that with CGI, like that CGI is very expensive,
especially very expensive.
It is, but at the box office they made almost $320 million.
Yeah, but just because they made $320 million, they can't pump that back into a movie that's already come out.
No.
Wait. What made $320 million?
They made $319.7 million in the box office for the last Airbender movie.
See, and
yeah, they only
I'll show you
that
those millions for Avatar, not for the.
I was say, it honestly, like the way that the movie seemed like it was more of like a kind of like a cash grab in a sense. But like I don't know, I was entertained at least for like 2 hours, and like I did dick on my phone a little bit, but like for something like that to catch me, and at the end of it, I was like, all right, I kind of want to watch more of it. Like I want to see the rest of the story play out. Just because I do like Avatar.
I feel like M. Night Shyamalan, because he has a very weird niche when it comes to movies. I feel like he loved the weird concept of Avatar, but he couldn't get a proper grasp to make the movie in the way that it deserves to be presented.
And that's because he didn't stay in his lane.
Yeah, he took the creators off the show or off the production team and stuff, and
he took too much.
There was no weird plot twist at the end, so therefore he was out of his element.
He was definitely he was in the wrong lane with that movie.
I would say they definitely needed a better director for that movie. That was definitely something that would make that movie even better. Yeah. But I mean,
and it wasn't even interesting.
I always use things like if I watch it for free and it's 2 hours and it wasn't like a complete absolute waste of my time, I was somewhat entertained. It was kind of worth it then.
I don't know, man. If I'm gonna waste 2 hours, it has to be good. Otherwise, I'd be like, damn, I could have been playing more Red Dead 2. Shit, I could have been ranking up in Siege. I could have been beating somebody's ass in Dragon Ball FighterZ for 2 hours.
Well, like I said, like the good news coming from what I've been hearing everywhere is that so many people are coming back to work on this and try to make it right. And I'm super excited. Like they're getting their composer back from the original Avatar. I believe his name is like Jeremy Zuckerman. they're trying to get as many people back from the original series as possible to make this right and make Avatar what it should be as a live action, like to its fullest potential. And if they do accomplish that, I will be the happiest little kid again in the world. I will be sitting there and enjoying myself wholeheartedly.
It'll be definitely interesting to see how it plays out, because I mean, there's also, not to go a little bit off topic, but like Netflix is also doing a Witcher series.
Yes.
Like a Witcher live action. So like they're definitely trying to pick up some live actions and like and do those kinds of things. But I always have my reservations for anything that's anime or gaming turned into a live action, just because the track record is just, it's not there. Like yeah, there might be a few that were somewhat decent or good, but none of them have been like great or excellent.
No, yeah,
and there's been a lot that have failed.
In fact, yeah. In fact, just a quick question for all you guys, and just so we can get back. I'm gonna ask this real quick, then we get back to topic. What is the worst live action adaptation from a video game you've seen?
Ooh.
From a video game.
I'm gonna start first. I'm gonna say definitely the Street Fighter movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah. Oh, now I know mine.
What
Mortal
was yours?
Kombat.
Son of a bitch, you took my answer.
Gotta be Mortal Kombat.
I actually liked Mortal Kombat. I still watch
Mortal
it.
Kombat is good if you want to watch it comedically, just laugh at how it is. If you try to take it as an action, like think of Dragon Ball Evolution. The only way I enjoyed that movie was going through and making fun of every little mistake, and the fact that the only character they got right in the whole thing was Yamcha. You get the most useless character correct in the whole entire show. I don't understand.
So one thing, all right. So just a little funny memory I have from the live action Avatar: Last Airbender movie that I don't want repeated. Okay, in this new live action series Netflix is doing. Now I don't know if you guys remember this or not. Okay, but in one scene in the movie, in the Last Airbender movie, the Earthbenders, there was like maybe a platoon of them, like 8 of them, right? And do you guys know what crumping
Yes.
is? You guys
Yes,
know what that is?
dancing.
All right. So these 8 Earthbenders in the movie, right? They were pretty much crumping, okay?
They were crumping the air?
in unison, they were crumping like huh, 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 and they lifted their right arms up, and one little boulder the size of a watermelon shot up from the ground.
You just gotta get your crump on.
They were just trying to dance. They weren't bending.
Yo,
It's like, yo, it does not take, at least in the cartoon, it did not take 8 Earthbenders to lift up a 5-pound piece of earth.
listen, if your platoon is 8 men big, your military's got a problem. If you could pick up a 5-pound boulder with 8 guys, your military in the Earth Nation has a problem. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering if M. Night Shyamalan and his crew watched the actual cartoon.
Probably fucking not.
Yeah, probably not.
Because here's what I want to see in this new live action series. Okay, don't go. They can't skip out. They can't go half-ass on this bending. All right, I already talked about the martial arts. All right, now for the actual bending. Okay, I need, if an Earthbender is doing their thing, I need the Earth to move like water. Okay, that's what I want to see. All right, Netflix. I want that Earth moving smooth. I want that fire. The fire needs to come out of the firebenders' hands. All right, their mouths. I don't want that same shit that we got in the movie where the firebenders needed fire to firebend. Like they had to launch flaming balls of straw and get the fire. I was like, what the fuck is this
What the hell is
bullshit?
this dude?
I don't want to see
What is
that.
he, a caveman?
No, yeah, but if they do,
they
do it right, dude, if they do it right.
Yeah, I want to see the bending coming from their bodies, okay? I don't want to see another repeat of that, that bullshit that we got in the movie, all right?
I better see somebody having so bad of a diarrhea he just farts flames.
Yeah.
If I see that, I'm turning that shit off. I'm like, all right.
Eating too much cheese. He's lactose intolerant.
This is too much for
Yeah,
me.
man.
Do you guys have anything in particular? I know I've been harping on this because I feel very strongly about this new live action. I know I've been harping about it, but I feel very strongly about it. I'm a big fan of it. I want to make sure it's done right. So
I feel the exact same way you do. Like, I'm such a big fan of the show that, like, I just want it to be like, I just want to see it to its full potential. and just I want to just like be engulfed in it and be engulfed in bending and martial arts, and oh my god, if they do it well, it will be the best.
I
Now,
sorry. I was just gonna say, coming from at least the one person in here who's not a big fan of Avatar, I think that if this is done correctly, it gives a huge avenue for people to enjoy this and then go back and watch the original to enjoy that, which brings more potential followers, and I think it's great for the original creators. I think it's great for the original show, because this show is counting more on just the original fans. It's bringing in new people.
Yeah, that's very true, actually.
yeah, because Netflix has a huge following in itself. So
especially
people
with
who-
cable dying out. I mean, all these pay-per-view things are now going to be coming in. You got Hulu, you got Netflix.
Everything.
That's all there is.
Yeah.
Now here's another reason why. And before I continue with my statements, I'm gonna say one thing. I believe that Netflix. If I had to make a gamble and roll some dice, bet some money, honestly, it might sound kind of pessimistic, but I think Netflix is gonna fuck it up. I think they're gonna fuck up.
But I mean, all right, so Death Note. We all know that was
Oof.
that was terrible.
That was a big
That
oof.
That was a big oof, and that had like a huge following. Like I know people that went all the way to L.A. just to see the premiere, and they were very let down by that.
That's a waste of a plane ticket.
Yeah. So
Why would you fly? Why the fuck? Never mind. Go ahead, continue.
well, I mean, you also because it was at the L.A. Comic Con.
Oh, okay.
So
All
they
right.
did the premiere there. So I mean, the track record is just it's not there. Like I want it to be really really good because it really needs it, and like I feel like anime fans really need a really good live action since we haven't really had an excellent one, but it's just not there. I think they're gonna somehow mess it up. Plus, now that you've got a lot of people looking at it and critiquing any live action anime that they do because of their past ones, like it puts a harsher view on it already. Like everyone's just already looking at it with like stricter eyes, I guess.
But on the flip side of that, when you have something that was done awful and you have something that might be done good, people will compare the two and realize the amount of difference that it had. So it might be overpraised depending on how good this one is compared to Death Note. Because it could just be good, and people will say that it's great, when in actuality it's just good because of how much the difference is. Now, if the original creators have as much creative control as it seems from the posts that I've been reading, then I think that there's no reason for this thing to turn out bad. However, if Netflix is taking more control than they probably should, then I could see it going in the wrong direction, like you were saying.
And here's one more thing I want to see definitely in this live action adaptation. All right, I need to see Avatar: The Last Airbender is known for having an abundance, a plethora of interesting, beautiful creatures in it.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, are we gonna get that in this live action series? I don't know. Now, I think we could because I think have you guys seen that movie with Will Smith in it, Bright, that Netflix?
I've heard
Yes.
of it. I've seen bits and
It was-
pieces. I haven't watched it.
I thought it was a pretty decent movie, honestly.
Yeah, I thought that the based off of that budget, the way they had like the orcs and the fairies and everything, and the people in there, I think they have the budget for us to get some decent creatures in there. I'm not saying we need the whole entire catalog of creatures that Avatar: The Last Airbender has inside this live action series, but I want to see some pretty cool, creatures flying around, crawling around.
Oh
you
yeah,
know
that
what
would
I'm
be
saying?
amazing. That would just be like that would be such a nice little touch that they could do. That like people like us would be like, wow, thank you. Just like thank you for like acknowledging that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
My feeling about stuff like that is usually when a show is coming out, it typically has a lower budget for the first few episodes or first season. Once they get the ratings for that season is when they generally bump up the budget. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see too much in the first season, but come next season we get much more than we're anticipating if the ratings are well enough.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: we better fucking have Appa and Momo in
Oh,
that shit.
definitely. There's no doubt.
Yeah, you can't leave out Appa.
If those aren't in the first episode, I think fans are just gonna roll their heads.
Right?
Like, nope, turn this shit
I want
off.
to see a live action Appa. Flying around doing his thing.
Yeah, so that's pretty much. I pretty much stated everything I want to see personally in this live action adaptation. That I didn't really get. I thought I really wasn't fulfilled on with the movie.
I don't think many
Am I? Unless you guys have anything to add?
No. I just think if you're craving something Avatar like esque right now, go watch The Dragon Prince on Netflix. It's a newer series that came out recently, and it's one of the head writers from the original cast writing crew of Avatar on Nickelodeon, and you can totally see the similarities. It's like all the little funny punchlines, and it's just good. It's a wholesome, good show, and I watched it. I watched the whole season on the way back from New Orleans on my plane, and it was. I am waiting for a second season now. I thought it was really good.
I do want to check that out. I've heard some really good things about that.
Yeah, if you're an Avatar fan, like you'll definitely see the similarities as soon as you start watching it.
How many episodes is
9.
it? Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and they're all 25 minutes, standard. But yeah, I watched it on a 3-hour plane ride, and I finished the whole thing. So
Wait, 9 episodes? That's like
I
a
know,
weird number.
right? I gotta double check myself, but I
9.
believe there's 9. If I'm wrong, then correct me on the Facebook page or in the comments or something like that, and tell me I'm an asshole.
I definitely will.
Bill, you're an asshole.
What is it, not 9?
No, I just don't know. I'm just calling you an asshole.
Does anyone else have anything to add to our Avatar details?
I'll just say this right now. If anybody from Netflix that works there is watching, coming from somebody who doesn't watch Avatar, make me interested in the show. Make me interested in it. Catch my attention. Make me want to go back and see the originals. Because if you can do that, then you've nailed a very perfect goal. And that's really all I have to say about it.
All right, Bill?
Yeah, I just we can only hope for the best, to be honest. Like the way live actions go is sometimes they're trash, sometimes they're okay, sometimes they're good. They're never usually amazing. But with it being like it's not supposed to come out until like late 2019 or 2020, and with that amount of time and hopefully a good amount of money and support from Netflix, they should be able to pull it off. And like I said, we can only hope that they do, because I really don't want to see another trash live action Avatar.
And Dandy?
Bill pretty much nailed everything I was going to say. I mean, I hope that they don't trash it, but I had my reservations on it. I just have to wait and see until it comes out.
All right. So before we get into the last few minutes of the show, I want to pretty much give a pass or fail gamble to you guys. All right. So Genbu here. I'm saying that the Netflix live action adaptation is going to fail. I'm gambling it's going to fail. Dandy, what do you think? Fail or pass?
I mean, considering the track record of live action anime, I'm going to say fail. I mean, it's just not.
All right. Bill, what do you think?
If I had to gamble with my head, not my heart, I would say fail. But I want it to pass with flying colors so bad, but I honestly don't know if I can believe myself.
Major?
Like I said before, if the original creators have creative control, I think that this has the possibility to be great. But because of the track record,
yeah, that's the if, though.
Because of the track record with Netflix, I unfortunately will have to say that I'm expecting this to not do well. However, I'm keeping my hopes up because I really hope that it turns out good, because I want it to engross me. I want it to really hook me on as tight as possible.
Oh, people, you've heard it. All 4 of the Geek Blues.
We got a full sweep.
We think it's gonna fail. Major and Bill have some more positivity than myself and Dandy, but overall, we think it's gonna, plummet.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it either way. I don't even care if it's trash. I'm gonna watch it. I love I love Avatar so much.
Me too. And we're gonna do we're definitely gonna do a follow up episode.
Worst
on
comes
it,
to
you know?
worst, I'll watch it just to fucking watch it fail.
Right. So, all right. Now, before we head out for the evening, I got to replay. I'm gonna replay our Guess the Anime opening segments one more time for everybody before I give the answers to tonight's show. Here we go. First one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that anime intro came from Black Lagoon.
Oh, I love Black Lagoon. Fuck.
Damn,
I watched it a long time ago, but that's probably why I don't remember. But that anime is fucking amazing. Revy's one of my favorite characters of all time, any anime ever.
Bill, I just want to let you know you're an
Thank
asshole.
you.
Oh, Bill, real quick. Something I gotta tell you.
Disqualified.
Great show, though. I was wrong. I was an asshole. I was wrong. Great show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now the second portion, the second opening.
Oh, I know it.
What is it?
It's Christmas in Egypt.
What? No. What?
Jokes.
Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the opening for the Ghost in the Shell movie.
Oh,
Fuck me. I didn't watch the movie.
Oh,
God damn it.
I'm actually referring to the animation, in the 1990s.
Oh, wait, I have watched that. Shit!
Yeah, that was good.
I thought you were talking about the live action. I was like, no, I didn't see that yet.
damn.
It sounded like
No,
shit.
the actual
You know
anime.
what? You know what,
anime
Bill? You're a
movie.
double asshole now.
Oh.
You know what? I'm gonna leave. See you guys.
Actually, I thought Dandy was gonna get that one.
you know what? Go ahead and say it.
Disqualify him.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dandy.
Disqualified.
That's two that I should have known within the last 3 weeks.
Well, I should have got Black Lagoon. I have all the mangas. I've watched the show twice. Jesus.
I was gonna watch the Ghost in the Shell, the live action tonight when I went to bed.
Well,
That makes it so much
I gotta eat
worse.
some food and go to the bar. Get my drink on.
Yes, it's time for us to head out for the evening, everybody, and get our drink on. But as far as our anime openings go, my fellow host is always next week.
Yeah.
All right, you might get it.
I don't have high
Not
hopes.
looking good. My track record's not speaking well for itself.
So that being said, everybody, catch us at www.geekbluespodcast.com. All right, and that blues is with a Z. You can catch us on all forms of social media, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Join our Facebook group called the Geek Blues Anime and Gaming Roundtable. We'd be happy to have you. We are also available on all listening platforms, okay? Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, CastBox, you name it, we're on it. And other than that, I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. My fellow hosts, all right? Guys, be safe tonight.
I will. Happy Thanksgiving,
All right.
everybody. Stay safe tonight. I know you're not going to listen to it tonight, the episode probably. But stay safe when you do go out for whenever you go out, and have fun. And listen to our podcast.
Yes. Yes. Major?
Hey, remember, it's not a happy holiday if you don't have an alcoholic beverage in your hand. So drink up and stay safe, and don't drive.
Here, here.
I like that.
Here, here. Dandy?
This is gonna sound really weird, but I gotta give a shout out to a coworker. He asked me, says beef jerky. Don't ask me why, but he asked me to put that in there. I told him I would.
Weird flex.
I like it.
But okay.
I like it. I like it.
He was like, yo, throw that in there somewhere, and like somewhere special. So I don't know, like, yo, man, I got you, dude.
All right then, everybody, have a great night.
Good night,
Peace
guys.
out.
Peace.
Good night.